5 reasons why you should get second citizenship. In today's video, I'll be breaking down 5 key points that are the main arguments that people make when they talk about citizenship and passport diversification. Now, yes, on this channel, I don't always just talk about citizenship diversification. I also believe in residency and language diversification to language if you want to save a bit of money. But the primary factor is that citizenship diversification is still monumental. So the first reason why you should take a look at getting a second passport, or getting one if you haven't already, and this is quite an obvious point, but that is that it improves your travel freedom around the world. Now, yes, this is relative to the passport that you have and the passport that you would like to get. For example, if you are an EU citizen and you want an Australian passport, perfect. But if you are an EU citizen and you want Iranian citizenship, that's not really going to help you travel abroad. But you can also counter attacks that countries are making towards you as a sovereign individual. For example, if you really want to avoid all of this new ETIAS, ETA, electronic visa crap, then by having a passport in that country, you'll never have to pay for an ETA or an ETA or an ETIAS ever, because you are a citizen of that country. For example, if you are a UK citizen who likes to travel in Europe a lot, then European citizenship is going to be the perfect option, because that way you don't have to pay for the European Union's new bureaucratic ETIAS system. Same principle the other way around, of course, if you're not an Irish citizen, because then this does not impact you at all if you want to travel to the UK or any European Union country. But if you're an EU citizen wanting to travel to maybe a place like London for whatever reason, I don't know why, then if you have a UK passport or an Irish passport here, you don't have to worry about the British ETA at all. Another reason why is so that you can have a plan B anywhere that you would like. For example, if you are living in a country where you don't necessarily agree with the trajectory that it's going down, or maybe they introduce some laws that you're not too fond of, you think, no, I don't really agree with this, I don't really agree with the lifestyle. For example, if you are, I know, let's say a Dutch citizen, for example, but you really don't agree with drug use in Amsterdam and prostitution, that's fine. You can go to another country. I wouldn't necessarily recommend petitioning for laws to be changed there, when there are many countries around the world that would treat you better and align themselves with your personal ideologies. Or, you know, whether it's regards to freedom of speech, business freedoms, tax, whatever it is, it gives you a plan B to go somewhere where you actually agree with the laws and the policies. Another reason is that this could actually be easier for you to open businesses abroad. Now, yes, it is definitely possible if you only have one passport, but I would imagine that if you, let's say, are a United States citizen and you want to do business in Europe, it's probably going to be a bit easier if you have a European Union passport. Maybe you want to do business in Australia. If you have an Australian passport, even better. So having a second passport in a country where you want to do even more business, maybe you've got citizenship by exception in a country, but maybe you want to do more business there, it probably will be easier if you have citizenship in that country, or citizenship in a country that has good relations with the country that you want to do business in. Now, this one sort of ties back to the first point about increasing travel freedom, but this would actually be increasing freedom in general. I'm not just talking about travel freedoms here. I'm mainly saying that having more passports is going to help you become more of a sovereign individual, because that way you don't have to comply with any bureaucratic, nonsensical laws that any country introduces that you don't agree with. If you don't like it, then you can happily go to another country where you are already a citizen, and if you agree with the lifestyle there better, and if you enjoy yourself there more, then that's a perfect option. But also, it can also help in regards to this, sort of ties into the sovereignty thing. If you want to diversify even more, if you have multiple citizenships, or even just, you know, 2 citizenships, what have you, and you want to apply for a visa in another country, it's probably going to help you in your application with the fact that you already have 2 passports. Now, naturally, again, this is relative to what passports you have. For example, let's say you're applying for a US visa, right? And let's say you are a dual UK Portuguese citizen. They're probably going to like that, especially if you naturalise them. When they go, okay, well, this person may be a Portuguese citizen originally, but he naturalised in the UK. The UK accepted him, so he seems to be quite clean. He has no criminal record, what have you. So, okay, we can happily give him this visa. Well, naturally, that would work. But if you are, let's say, a dual Portuguese-Iranian, dual UK-Iranian citizen, then I don't think the US government's going to go, oh, well, he has Iranian citizenship as well. I think we must let him in, right? So if it always has to be a country that the country that you're applying to kind of likes in a way. Frankly, I think that is what helped my family get a US visa as well. The fact that we already had a couple passports and they were all aligned with the United States, and the United States liked both of them. So that definitely does help, but not just for the United States. I think this is non-exclusive to them. I think this is a global thing, right? If you want to apply for an Australian visa and you have two passports that Australia really likes, right? They're probably going to be more likely to give you that visa. And the final reason is actually one that I have not heard anyone else speak about. I've brought it up a couple of times on this channel. I remember I did a podcast with Nick from Millennial Think Tank when I first brought it up. I brought it up in a video quite recently. And frankly, I think this is actually quite crucial because if you want to be a sovereign individual, right? Yes, the individualistic main character part is crucial. But I would also argue that you are not only diversifying your passports for you, naturally that's a big factor, but also for your future children, which is actually one of the key reasons why I find it to be so important, because it gives your future children more opportunities around the world. Now, yes, if you have 5 passports but are a drug addict, you're just stupid, right? But having those 5 passports and not doing drugs, which I encourage, by the way, is going to enhance your ability to not only travel to more places, live in more places, grow up in different cultures, which is always good because it prevents the disease of nationalism, and also just many other great things that would help you become more of a sovereign individual where you don't conform to the herd mentality, which is socialistic and a cancer to society. And frankly, I think passing that on to your children, passing on a diversified passport portfolio where they're just born into that privilege, is definitely one of the things that I'd like to do, right? I think it's crucial, and frankly, I think it would be good if, my future kids have more passports than me. It just goes on and on and on until maybe one day, maybe 5 generations from now, someone will be a citizen of every country, who knows? But I do actually think that this whole diversifying, not only for yourself, but your future family, is also quite an important part, because that ensures that not only you are the free person, but also your children, because I'd imagine if you love your kids, you want them to be free, sovereign individuals as well. And frankly, having multiple passports to their names is definitely going to help. Let me know what you think about the points that I've raised in this video. Do you have any other reasons why you think it's important to have second citizenship or to have a diversified passport portfolio? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video or found value out of it, then be sure to subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Peace.